Welcome to Dr. B Music Theory Ear Training Edition. This is going to be an opportunity for you to test yourselves and see how good your ear is. We're going to start with simple intervals. Simple intervals means an interval that's no more than an octave, so an octave or smaller. Keep in mind that you will hear the most consonant version of any enharmonic interval. And by that I mean you might see or understand intellectually a augmented fifth, but you're going to hear that as a minor sixth if it's not in context. You're not going to hear it as an augmented fifth unless it's within a tonal context. And we're doing this just intervals out of context without a specific key. So what that means is that here are kind of the following answers that are possible with that in mind. A minor second, a major second, a minor third, a major third, a perfect fourth, the tritone. And the reason I call it the tritone is because out of context, you cannot tell whether it's an augmented fourth or a diminished fifth. Then a perfect fifth is possible, a minor six, a major six, a minor seven, and a major seven, and then finally the perfect octave. Notice there are other intervals that exist in music theory, but you're not going to hear them that way out of context. You're going to always hear the most consonant version of any enharmonic possibility. So if this ends up being too complicated for you, you can always rewind, listen to it again, use a piano, use a keyboard. The first choice is that you do it straight through listening without pausing this video and you're not using an instrument. But if you get to the end of it and you don't feel like you really got all the right answers, feel free to take out your instrument, rewind it, and just make sure you get the right answers. As always, do not forget, use Teaoria.com. It's a free website. It's really good. You can set the levels to be however easy it needs to be for you to be successful, and then slowly make it more and more difficult as you get better. So, here we go. Let's get started. This is our first ascending interval. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Next section, descending melodic intervals. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. And number 4. Harmonic intervals. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. And number 4. Our next section is going to deal with triads. And these triads will only be in root position, and you'll have all the different types, so augmented, major, minor, and diminished. Yes, in terms of music theory, we almost never find diminished triads in root positions, but for the purposes of this ear training exercises, we're going to have them in diminished triads in root position. I'm going to play them all in standard soprano, alto, tenor, bass 4-part voicings, and I'm going to use standard doublings. That means for the diminished triad, I'm going to be doubling the third, and for all the other triads, I'm going to double the root. Again, they're all in root position. I'm going to use both open and closed voicings. And like the intervals, I'm going to give you 3 hearings for each chord. Let's get started. Alrighty. And here we go for number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. And finally, number 8. Our final section is going to be melodic dictation. And so, normally it's going to be either treble or bass clef. In this situation, I have it right here. It's going to be treble clef. I'm going to give you that it's 4 flats, and at this point I'll even tell you that it's in a major key. I won't make you figure that out by ear. So this is major key with 4 flats. I won't tell you which one it is. If you don't know, you should be definitely looking at my music theory videos. And it's going to be in a 6/8 meter. It is possible that there may or may not be a pickup. So you might need to draw another bar line and put in any pickups. What I'm going to do is I'm going to count 2 measures before the downbeat. So if there's something that happens before that, after those 2 measures, if either it's going to come in on that downbeat or slightly before. You have to use your ear to figure out which one it is. It may or may not start on do. However, the melody will contain only stepwise motion or leaps within the tonic triad. So leaps within tonic triad are possible, up and down the scale are possible. I'm going to give you 5 hearings for this. Good luck. First, I'm going to play for you tonic triad. I'm going to play 1 4 5 1, and I'll arpeggiate tonic triad to kind of give you some orientation. So here's how that works. We arpeggiate tonic triad to orient your ear. We start on do. We go do, mi, so, up to do, up the octave, and then back down to so below, and back to do. So here we go. I'll give you 1 2 3 4, and you can sing this at home just to orient your ear. 1 2 3 4. before we get started, I want to give you a couple more tips. First, try to conduct as you listen. So conduct 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. So conduct as you listen to the example. This will often help you identify whether the pitches are on downbeats or upbeats and whether there's a pickup. Also, don't write anything for the first two hearings. Try to memorize the melody, especially focusing on what beat it starts on in terms of pitch, along with what pitch what pitch it ends on. So focus on the beginning and the ending in terms of both pitch and rhythm. Then, once you get to the third hearing, go ahead and start writing it out. Lean on your strengths. If you're struggling with the pitches, try to jot down the rhythm. You can just put dashes above the measure, above the staff, and you kind of like use appropriate placement within the measure to help give you a sense of where it goes. If you're struggling with the rhythm, just focus on getting the right pitches first. Don't even worry about the rhythm. Then you can use your music theory and your experience as a musician to kind of make educated guesses if you aren't 100% certain of how that melody should be written down. So hopefully you are, but in the event that you aren't, that's kind of like the strategy that you want to do to try to keep moving yourself forward and getting as much as possible. So with that, let's have our first hearing. Again, here's the tonic triad, 1, 4, 5, 1 rather. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's your second hearing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At this point, you can start trying to write it out. Hopefully you have the melody memorized, or at least partially memorized, and you can sing it to yourself over and over as you're writing out and trying to write out the melody. If you do need a little bit more time before the third hearing, you may pause now. Here we go. Third hearing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you need more time before the fourth hearing, you may pause now. Here we go with the fourth hearing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you need more time before the final hearing, you may pause now. So here we go with the final hearing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I hope you're feeling confident. If not, feel free to rewind, listen again, use a piano, a guitar, whatever instrument you want to try to figure this out. The idea is to keep developing your ears, getting better and better, and there'll be future videos that are more complex and have different things for you to try to figure out.